We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Izuku, he don't live in reality. Shake back off, become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leo Mookie here, back with you with another new part of What If Izuku Was Isekai to Fairy Tale. This is part 4, and now is the time. We finally are getting into canon territory, so no more glimpses of flashes here and there, no more building up Izuku's magical arsenal. No more building his relationship with that of the Guild of Fairy Tale, and now it's time for us to get into full-on canon. So, now you guys can finally get what you've all been wanting for. So, at any rate, in the last part, we went over on that of Izuku trying to figure out that of the ancient sword he gained from his last job, with the help of a few members of the guild, but still coming up, stumped on every aspect no matter what they try. Until Erza basically makes up the point of deciding on just testing it out himself instead of just, doing things on the safe side by fighting against Erza, challenging as the two basically give it everything they got against one another. Izuku found out that the magic within that of the sword is dragon slaying magic, just like that of Natsu and Laxus's dragon slaying magic. However, it's sword dragon slaying magic. Also, adding the fact that, Juvia has joined Fairy Tail basically a year earlier than that of canon, actually, leaving that of Phantom Lord for that of Izuku. However, not only that, turns out his relationship with Laxus being part and is starting to strain even more and more, even given the fact that during that of his S-Class Mage exam, he ended up failing fighting against that of Laxus, unable to achieve the rank of S-Class Wizard of Fairy Tail, as he was bummed out before finding out that everybody was celebrating his birthday, which at least put aside his sadness. However, that sadness returned with the entire guild, given Lisana ends up dying, with Izuku both comforting Elfman, Natsu, Happy, and Mira Jane, that he's always going to be there for them. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? 6 months have now passed. 6 months have now passed since Lisana's death. Everything in the guild has stayed the same, but also has changed quite a bit, especially with that of the, Strauss siblings, after all. With Mira no longer taking up jobs anymore and has started to take up more of a motherly / big sister role of the guild, even helping out that of newbies that come to the guild from time to time as well, and getting them prepared as well too. Elfman also takes on jobs as well. However, Izuku kind of accompany him from time to time just so he don't feel lonely after all. Not only that, he's also taking on more and more jobs with not just that of, Erza, Gray, and and Kana as well. He's also made more of a pretty impressive team with both Natsu, Happy, and, surprisingly, also Juvia. All separately, though. With Natsu and Happy, he's always there to help him out, give him directions, and is at least there to make sure that when Natsu goes on that of a moving vehicle, he has somebody that helps him out with that of his motion sickness. And limited the amount of property damage as well. Given that, fairy tale mages are known to cause quite a bit of property damage, but when it comes to Natsu and Happy, when they're on a job, they cause more than anything. Then there's his time with that of Juvia. From time to time, their jobs go pretty swell. However, there are times when Juvia gets these little schemes to the point that she tries to find a way to seduce Izuku. From that of being charitable and trying to buy him things, to find romantic moments where the two can spend time together alone, and when that doesn't work and she becoming desperate, sexual harassment mode, which makes Izuku uncomfortable, but to the point, however, it's not to the point that he doesn't feel like he's, unaware of Juvia's feelings for him. It's just that, let's just say part of him still doesn't believe he's worthy enough for romantic love. I think we all know what that little part of him is saying that reason why. But other than that, his time with that of Fairy Tail still continues to go on, even with that of a hole in that of the guild. But sometimes holes can be filled in many different ways. Currently now, both Natsu, Happy, and Izuku are currently on a train to that of a harbor town called Harageon. In this town, the reason why they've gone to this town is not because of taking on a job or basically, helping out the townspeople as well, where Izuku, even though when he doesn't do a job, he always goes around Fiore, helping out when need to, even when he's not really need to be paid for it. No, the reason on why they come to this town is because one of their guild mates basically told of a rumor that there was a salamander in Harageon, actually. With then hearing that, Natsu believed that it was his father, Ignia, at the town, actually. But then, hearing this, Izuku couldn't help but say, wait, you really think that your father, Ignia, a dragon, is basically in Harageon? It has to be. Come on, Izuku, if this is a chance to make me I'm able to find Ignia, then I'll take it. Saying, but it's a big dragon. I'm pretty sure people would react if it's even a slight chance, I gotta take this. Come on, Happy. Saying, Within, Natsu basically grabbing that of his things and heading off to that of the town of Harageon. Within, Izuku couldn't help but blink multiple times and sighing. Within, Gray couldn't help but say, seriously, no point of basically convincing him otherwise when that of the dumbass fire starter hears something about a salamander, or even anything that revolves around his adopted father, he's definitely going to take it, saying, I know, I'm aware, Gray, but still. Within taking one deep sigh before slapping his cheek, saying, then I'll basically go after him. I can catch up with the two of them in time. Hearing this, at the bar, Kana basically drinking nothing but a barrel of alcohol right now, as she finished drinking for a bit before saying, hey, you sure you want to go after them? Honestly, you're not taking a job right now. With it saying, I know it ain't gonna give me much money or that of jewels after all, but still. And I'm already aware that they're most likely not gonna find, Ignia, Natsu's dad there, but even so, I want to at least make sure that the two don't get themselves in trouble. Within hearing that, Master Makao can up and say, if that's the case, then that will make my job at least a little bit easier, Izuku. Within looking at the short old man, saying, unfortunately, I have to basically leave town to go to that of the, Wizard Council Hall. I've been hearing of, I have to take care of a few things. Within, glancing at everybody in the guild hall, as everybody can feel their master's glare on each and all of them. Even Gray basically trying to avert his eyes. Kana basically going back to her beer. With even that a few others basically not wanting to look at their guild master right now. Even Izuku could feel the shiver down his spine as well. Saying, sure, master. I'll keep an eye on them. Within soon, Juvia, hearing that Izuku's about to leave, saying, "Oh, darling Izuku, please take me with you. I mean, it would be great spending time with you." As Izuku couldn't help but blush, saying, I appreciate that, Juvia. Really, I do. But I think it's best if I'm the only one that keeps an eye on both Natsu and Happy, actually. You should try and focus on getting some more jobs, and probably spending time with more of the guild, too. Even though you've been with us for a year, I think it's best to at least hang out with the others. Within, feeling depressed that her beloved Izuku isn't allowing her to tag along, within Mira Jane can help but say, "Come now, Juvia, don't be like that. You know how Izuku is. He has to keep an eye on those two, after all. He's like the big brother, even though he's a year younger than Natsu." Within, Izuku saying, "Sometimes I wonder." Within Kana getting out of a mischievous look, saying, even though he'll be gone, you'll be able to basically surprise him with something special. How did that sound? Within, getting the idea from the head of Kana, she's saying, "Right, I could probably do something to make a special return for that of my darling Izuku. Thank you, Kana, you're the best." Within, Juvia basically running off saying, I'll show my love for you, Izuku. Just you wait." Within, soon, Izuku couldn't help but blink multiple times, with Gray alongside that of Loki, and even that of Elfman in the background, alongside that of a few other guild members couldn't help but snicker, with Izuku basically blinking multiple times dumbfoundedness, before looking back at his somewhat adopted sister saying, "Did you really have to do that, Kana?" Within, she basically still drinking saying, "What? It's funny." And it makes you squirm a little bit. Within, Izuku couldn't help but groan, at least in that of annoyance and also embarrassment as well. Mainly for Juvia's sake, of course, being manipulated like that. Within taking a deep sigh for saying, "I better catch up with those two. Hopefully they haven't left the train station just yet." Before going to Mira saying, "Hey, Mira, if Laxus and the others basically leave, tell them I'll be out for a bit. I won't be able to be with them on the next job." Within, Mira, having that of a cheerful and grateful smile on her face, saying, I'll relay your message to them. Knowing the others, they'll be great." Within, Izuku smiling, but internally having that of a down frown, saying, "Yeah, Freed, Evergreen, and Big Slow would understand." But Laxus, on the other hand, still realizing that his relationship with Laxus has deteriorated even more and more as time goes on. As Izuku finally getting out of his own mind, within, soon, the conductor saying, "We'll be reaching the town of Harageon in that of 5 minutes. I repeat, we'll be reaching the town of Harageon in 5 minutes. Please gathering all belongings. Once this is done, we'll be heading to the next town stop." Within, Izuku saying, "Looks like we're arriving there pretty quickly." Within, looking at Natsu, basically looking like he's almost about to throw up and completely out of it entirely, looking drained as hell. Within, Izuku couldn't help but basically, tilt his head to the side and that of, somewhat embarrassment, saying, Right. Still motion sickness. Seriously, how does this motion sickness affect you so much?" Within, Happy saying, I think it's just a Natsu thing." Within, Happy looking at Izuku saying, "I'm still glad that you're here, Izuku. It'd make things easier moving Natsu off the train after all." Within saying, "Well, that's the reason I'm here. And other things too. But I promise to help you guys out as well. Even though, let's give it our all, right, Happy?" Within, Happy raising up his paw saying, "Aye!" As Izuku still has a smile on his face, but then thinking, I definitely know that a dragon's not arrive at Harageon. Again, this is basically entire pointless as hell. But even so, maybe this wouldn't be too bad. Before then, hearing that of a few passengers getting ready to leave, then saying, "Did you hear the rumors? I hear that young girls around that of 13 all the way to that of 18 have been being kidnapped lately." Within, a woman saying, "Seriously? Oh, that is so sad. That's so terrible to believe that such young women be taken away. Does anybody know the culprits? Saying, not necessarily, but there's some say that it's due to some kind of rich guy with that looks quite flamboyant. Another rumor says that it's one of the A-class criminal mages, Bora. With then, hearing that, Izuku's eyes couldn't help but widen, saying, "Wait, there's criminal activity happening in that of Harageon? Young women being kidnapped, and it's possibly a criminal mage. Maybe this wasn't too much of a bad idea coming along with Natsu. If that's the case, then we should probably be able to take care of this." But then thinking, Bora, I know and I've heard the name before, but why does the name sound even more familiar than normal? It'll come back to me later on. As the train finally comes to a stop for saying, first of all, let's see if we can find a big red dragon. Standing up from his seat and then grabbing onto that of his salmon-haired fire dragon slaying, mage, guild mates, and somewhat brother figure as they both leave the train alongside Happy flying right beside them. Also currently in out of the town as a young woman with that of shoulder length blonde hair, with that of brown eyes, and wearing that of a sleeveless white top with that of a blue cross in the middle, and wearing that of a blue skirt with keys basically dinging on the side, and that of black boots. As this young lady is asking for that of seeing around that of a magic shop, and she looks frantic, saying, "Wait, seriously, it's that much?" As currently right in front of her, being that as she having that of a silver key, with then the old man shopkeeper couldn't help but say, yeah, sorry, this is honestly, keys like this don't come by this town that much when it comes to celestial spirit keys, of course. So it has to be this high. It's one of my best things in stock after all." But then the young woman could help but say, seriously, man, and I thought and I really wanted this key after all. With then, as the old man can help but say, "Well, you're basically stumped on the cash for it. I could at least offer you this as being that of a color changing pad, which basically allows to change a person's colors of their clothing that they're currently wearing." Within, the young woman can help but slump her head down, saying, "I already have plenty of those already. If I had this celestial spirit key, I would be able to add more to my collection." Within, saying, "Are you sure that there's any other way you could bring down the price?" As she says this, she begins to try and seduce the elderly man. Within, the elderly man began to blush, saying, "Well, you see." A couple minutes later, she soon basically stamping away in a huff, saying, 3,000 jewels less? Seriously, stingy old man. And I really wanted that key too." As she continues walking, before then sitting down on a bench, before pulling something out of her bag, as it being that of a Wizardly Monthly magazine, with then saying, "If I had a key, seriously, I may be that of a novice celestial spirit mage, but even so, if I got a lot more experience, we should be able to gain more and more power. I should be able to join that of Fairy Tale." As she goes through the magazine and seeing that of the article on the Fairy Tale Guild, with then, as the person basically interviewed this month for that of the Weekly Mage edition, being that of no other than Laxus, as there's a certain article that he said to the interviewer. However, on the other side, showing as always, being that of Mira Jane, as ever since she basically stopped being a mate, stopped doing that of jobs, she became somewhat of a popular model for an entire year after losing Lisana. It's basically become a part-time job for her, which she enjoys, surprisingly. As Lucy looks at that of Mira's page, saying, I wish I was someone as beautiful as Mira Jane Strauss, of all people. And I also hear about these strong mages from Fairy Tale, such as Salamander and the Green Flash, too. But still, with then, soon, a girl basically screaming down below, as it being a crowd of girls, actually, as they calling out that salamanders in town. As she soon says that, as the girl hears this, she could help but have that of a look of pure and utter excitement, saying, salamanders here? With then, both Izuku and Natsu continue walking, within saying, I'm telling you, Natsu, your dad, Ignia, is not here in town. With then, Natsu saying, I understand that you are doubtful, Izuku, but I at least gotta check every nook and cranny of this town. With then, soon, Izuku saying, Natsu, you do know that it's impossible for a... With then, soon, somebody screaming, it's Salamander! With then, soon, hearing that, all Izuku, alongside Natsu and Happy, couldn't help but hear what the people are screaming, that Salamander's down here. With then, soon, Natsu couldn't help but have that of a look of excitement, within saying, I knew it! I knew Ignia was here! With then, soon, Izuku saying, wait, no, Natsu! I don't think that they're talking about... With then, without warning, Natsu basically runs off. With then, Happy saying, he isn't gonna listen until he sees it himself, saying, I am aware, Happy. I am aware. Running after Natsu. Within, in the crowd, instead of that of a big red dragon, with that of red scales and basically menacing as hell, it lies that of a man in that of his early 20s, with that of blue hair, with that of a red mark on his head, with that, wearing that of a, somewhat violent robe, and that of a white t-shirt, a white dress shirt under it, with that of yellow pants. As currently, all of the ladies are basically flaunting to him pretty much, as this man basically claims to be Salamander, as even that with the blonde-haired young woman, who also came to see if it's Salamander, as she thinks, wait, is he really? Before realizing it, something begins to attract her, and then she begins to become just like all the other girls, with screaming about that as Salamander as well, with hearts in her eyes too, getting closer and closer. Before then, soon, both Izuku and Natsu and Happy arrive, with Natsu saying, Ignia, I knew it was you! I'm... With then, soon, noticing the guy before saying, who the hell are you? Within, the blue-haired guy can up and say, aha, you must be new here. After all, I am Salamander. With then, soon, Natsu saying, no you're not. With then, soon, Izuku saying, wait, of course he's not Salamander. With soon, the man saying, of course I am Salamander. If you would like, I could give you that of my autograph. With then, Natsu getting annoyed, saying, this was absolute bullshit! I should have known that it wasn't that the real Ignia shouldn't have been here. As huffing basically off, with even flames coming out of his mouth. With then, Happy couldn't help but follow after, saying, we tried to tell you, Natsu, but even so, I'm sorry that we couldn't find him. Within, Izuku saying, I've told you so many times that Ignia wasn't here. With then, soon, without warning, all of the girls basically attack both Natsu, Happy, and Izuku. However, unlike that of Natsu, who was too angry to basically dodge out of the way from the girls, Izuku, on the other hand, using that of lightning magic to basically, step away pretty quickly, mainly out of pure and utter reflex, as given, certain Juvia's antics from time to time, basically jumping onto him and clinging onto him pretty much a lot, which basically turns him into that of a stuttering, blushing mess, is it kind of turned into that of a Sixth Sense feature as well, which is thankful but also pretty annoyed at Juvia for, as Natsu basically getting beat the hell up by that of the women. However, the only person that wasn't attacking that of Natsu and Izuku, being that of the blonde-haired girl from earlier, as turns out, she was being mind controlled alongside all the other girls as well by the false Salamander. With then, soon, as Izuku continues dodging while also grabbing that of Natsu and Happy, within soon, Izuku saying, please, my apologies. We didn't want to disrespect you or any of the others. Could you please let us be? Within, soon, the girl saying, well, at least he apologized, saying, yeah, no one disrespects Salamander like that. Within, Izuku saying, but Natsu is salamander. I mean, sure, there's a type of dragon called salamanders, but Natsu is salamander. Within thinking, so that guy is basically using his nickname that people know him most by, instead, as basically a way to basically gain chicks? It's not the first time I've seen this happen. A lot of fairy tale mages, alongside even those from Phantalord and even Lamia Scale, people use their nicknames a lot just so they can gain fame and basically gain a lot of attention. I've seen a lot of other people basically use my nickname a few times. Within, the blonde-haired girl saying, "Hi there." Within, walking up to the two, within saying, "Can I offer the three of you lunch by any chance, and a thank you as well?" Within, Izuku saying, "Thank you for what?" Within, soon, not soon happy, basically closing Izuku's mouth, but at the same time saying, "Sure." As that of the five of them heading to that of a restaurant nearby. Within, Lucy saying, again, "I want to thank you guys for basically getting rid of that creep. I was totally under the effect of that guy's spell." Within, Izuku not really eating a lot, as the only two that are eating a lot being that of Natsu and Happy, as he's just having that of water and just a slice of pie as well. Within, soon, Natsu saying, "I'm glad that we could help out." Within, soon, Lucy saying, "Still, can't believe it guys like that like to basically use famous mages' nicknames just so they can gain fame and fortune like that." Within, Izuku saying, "It's not too far off. A lot of people do that a lot nowadays, given how popularity certain wizard guilds are after all." Within, the blonde-haired girl saying, "Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lucy Harphelia." Within, Izuku saying, "Right. Let me introduce myself too. My name is Izuku Midoriya." With Natsu finished chewing, saying, "Hi there, the name's Natsu Dragneo." As then Happy saying, and I'm Happy. Pleasure to meet you, and thanks for the food too." With then Lucy saying, well, nice to meet you all as well." And gotta ask, what all brought you that of Harageon actually? With then soon Natsu saying, "Oh, we're looking for my dad actually." With then Lucy saying, "Oh, really? Did you?" With then soon Izuku basically cutting her off saying, "His dad's a dragon." As then in that of Lucy's mind, seeing that of a fire-breathing dragon in the distance, burning everything down. With then saying, "Wait, what? Your dad's a dragon?" With then Natsu saying, "Yep, the best of dragons after all." With then Happy can up and say, "Yeah, we were hoping that in that crowd that we would be able to see Natsu's dad, but it seems like he wasn't. It was just that weird guy from earlier who basically just went flying off." With then soon Lucy saying, "Did you really expect to find that of a giant red dragon in a town like this without anybody freaking out?" As then Natsu and Happy hearing this, with Natsu looking completely and utterly shocked, and Happy looking somewhat, that makes a lot of sense. With Izuku having that of a deadpan look on his face saying, "I've been trying to tell you this the whole time, you idiots! Did what I was saying basically come through one ear and out the other?" But then realizing, wait, of course, this is Natsu of all people. He barely listens to me after all. With then soon saying, "Oh man, you guys are so weird." With then Izuku saying, "I tried to tell them, but of course, they wouldn't listen." "So, what brought you to Harageon?" With then saying, "Oh, I'm just traveling actually. I'm trying to find a way to improve my celestial spirit magic, and then I'll be able to join a guild sooner after." With then saying, "Oh, a celestial spirit mage? I've heard so much about you guys. I've only met a few, but I've never met one with that of the zodiac keys by any chance. Do you?" With then soon she's showing that of her key ring. Within that of 3 golden keys are basically wrapped around that of the loop. Within saying, "Whoa, those are the 3 zodiac keys. That is amazing." Within Natsu looking completely confused saying, "Zodiac keys?" Within Happy saying, "Oh, are they any special type of keys?" Within, Natsu was about to go on that of a tangent and rave about that of celestial spirit keys, as being in this world for so long, he's somewhat become that of a nerd when it comes to that of mages nowadays, where he would have been a huge hero nerd. Now he's basically a wizard mage nerd after all. Within, Lucy, seeing that of Izuku explaining what a celestial spirit mage is entirely to that of Natsu and Happy, with both their brains looking completely and utterly fried from Izuku's explanation, with even that of Lucy basically having a sweat drop given that the guy is now going through a muttering fit. Within, she's saying, could you stop that? It's kind of weird and creepy. Within, Natsu stopping, saying, oh, right, sorry. I kinda get sidetracked on some things, Miss Lucy, saying, never mind. But even so, I got to improve myself by getting more and more keys. I can't join Fairy Tail unless I'm a little bit stronger. Within, all three of them can up blink multiple times, saying, you want to join Fairy Tail? Saying, yeah, it's my dream guild that I want to be part of. Well, I'll be part of any guild, but I really want to join Fairy Tail. It's my dream guild after all. Within saying, then why haven't you? Fairy Tail will take anybody. Within, she's saying, you'd think that. But no, they're really a strong guild that only takes the best of the best. So of course, I need to improve myself if I want to prove that I can be part of Fairy Tail. Within, all three of them blink multiple times again. Within not saying, who told you that? Saying, oh, it's this month's Wizardly Monthly after all, with the interview about that of Fairy Tail this month. That they only take that as strong mages, saying, I see. Do you have a spare, or could you let me borrow that of the current one? Saying, sure. I got a spare one in my bag after all. Go ahead. Anyway, I'll catch you guys around. Within, Lucy basically leaving, as soon, Natsu and Izuku, alongside Happy, basically looking in the magazine, looking for the article about that of Fairy Tail, as the article basically couldn't help but say, Fairy Tail is one of the best guilds in all of the Kingdom of Fiore. For a guild that's basically been around for so long, it only takes those are the best, the strongest mages of all time. We don't accept anybody who doesn't reach the cake after all. If you don't have the strength and power of an S-class mage, you're not worth part of Fairy Tail's time. Within sued, Natsu saying, who the hell said all this? This isn't how we do Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail's a family. We're always there for one another, support one another. We even see our weakest mages important too. They're just as much value than anyone else. Who the hell made this article? Within, even Happy getting annoyed, saying, seriously, this really makes me so mad that I can't eat any other fish. Within, Natsu basically reading, saying, the article was done by a guy from that of the monthly Wizardly issues, but the person that they were interviewing was, within, looking at the name, saying, Laxus Dreyer. Within, soon, both Izuku, Natsu, and Happy can help but say, figures. Before then, a waitress coming over, before then saying, who's gonna pay the bill? Within, Izuku, looking at all the food that both Natsu and Happy ate, especially Natsu of all people, before blinking multiple times, as then, looking at Natsu, couldn't help but whistle alongside that of Happy, before Izuku couldn't help but sigh, saying, I'll be paying. A little while later, as the sun begins going down, with Natsu and Happy basically looking over that of the town, as seeing that of the boats coming into harbor, with Izuku basically walking up to the two, saying, okay, the next train for that back to that of Magnolia is at least early in the morning, so we better get up early pretty quickly if you want to get back. Within, Natsu saying, still can't believe this was such a damn waste of time after all. I was really hoping that Ignia would be here. Within, Izuku can up across his arms, but then saying, of course Ignia wouldn't be here, Natsu. Seriously, a dragon? How big is Ignia? Within, Natsu basically saying, as big as the entire almost as big as the entire, within, realizing what I was about to say, but then Happy Kid would say, you're about to say almost as big as the town itself, wasn't you? But then Natsu saying, yeah. But then Izuku couldn't help but pinch the bridge of his nose saying, see? But then saying, oh, shut up. But even so, appreciate you for tagging along with us, Izuku. But then Izuku couldn't help but stand right beside that of Natsu. But then saying, I always got you and Happy's back, after all. With then realizing, still, I can't believe that we should have told that girl that we're part of Fairy Tail. With then Natsu saying, you sure? I mean, honestly, wouldn't be too bad. Maybe we can still find her in town before she leaves, saying, true, actually, I was actually about to take a walk through that of the town, actually. With then Natsu saying, oh yeah? Why? With then saying, I know that you were basically knocked out during that of the train ride, but there are rumors saying here in Harageon that tons of girls have gone missing and kidnapped, actually. But then, hearing that, Happy saying, oh yeah, you were basically being a sneaky cat and listening to people when you shouldn't be, Izuku, saying, oh come on, Happy, stop thinking like I'm basically a pervert or something. With then saying, I'm not Gray or Loki. With then soon, both Gray and Loki basically sneeze. With then, not knowing the reason why, back with that of Izuku, Natsu, and Happy, as he continues saying, still, I want to know why these girls have gone missing. Rumors say that they're being taken by somebody, and one of them is a notorious criminal. If I can basically find them, we can basically put an end to all this and hopefully find out of the missing girls. With then, soon, Natsu saying, alright, I guess even though we didn't plan on doing a job, we could still do some good. As Natsu couldn't help but have that of a smile on his face, as it turned somewhat feral with even that of his sharp canines being shown. With then, soon, couldn't help but slam his fist in the palm of his left hand, as flames began to erupt, saying, I got a fire in my belly now. Let's go find those kidnapped girls. With then, Izuku saying, that's the spirit, Natsu. Come on. I'll do some investigating. Hopefully there won't be any cause of trouble. With then, soon, one of the girls currently also looking around with that of her friend saying, hey, look, isn't that Salamander's boat in the distance? With then, hearing that, both Izuku and Natsu saying, Salamander? With then, Izuku saying, it's the same guy, remember that pompous guy that you thought was Ignia? With then saying, oh yeah, that guy. Why is that important? But then, Izuku began to think, I think I've seen him before, actually. And I also remember what Lucy said. She was under some kind of trance when the guy was around. And possibly, those girls were also hit by that trance too. He could be the lead to basically where the kidnapped girls are. And seeing that he was using your nickname, Natsu, with then, soon, Natsu saying, oh yeah, definitely. I should have realized something. That guy was basically taking my likeness. He's gonna pay for that now. With flames basically erupting around that of an angry Natsu. With then, Happy saying, he's all fired up now. With then saying, and you kind of realize that that somebody was using his likeness without his permission, and now he wants payback. With then, soon, Natsu saying, but not just that. If he's using my name, then that also means, with then, Izuku saying, now you get it. He's also tarnishing the name of Fairy Tail. And as Fairy Tail mages, we can't have that. Right, Natsu? With then, Natsu having that of a serious look on his face, as his eyes almost look like slits, saying, damn right we can't. With then, soon, heading that of the port, as currently on that of the ship, as ended up that Lucy actually got on the ship as well, mainly because the same guy that was pretending to be that of Salamander said that he can help her get into Fairy Tail after all. With then hearing that, Lucy can't help but say, wait, you can help me get into Fairy Tail? with then saying, that's right, believing that being on this party would help her, but turns out the fact, well, when he didn't explain on how he was going to help her and realized that she began to feel somewhat sleepy, figured out that the guy was basically an imposter and wasn't even the real salamander. Not only that, a few moments later, his grunts soon came in, but then Lucy completely and utterly shocked, seeing the fact that all those guys have that of the girls that also came on the yacht as well. With then Lucy saying, so this entire party was basically nothing but a trap. With then saying, you know how much clients will pay for girls like these? Tons, and I mean tons of money after all. Especially for a fine piece of ass like you. With then Lucy getting somewhat worried a bit, as then realizing that she doesn't have her celestial spirit keys on her right now, except that it's right next to that other table that she was sitting at, as hoping to grab them. However, one of the men were about to grab her, but instead, something crashes right through that of the boat, as it being both Natsu and Izuku and Happy, with Natsu doing that of a superhero landing, and Izuku also doing a superhero landing as well, with both of them quite serious, as then Lucy saying, Natsu, you came to help me! With then soon, Natsu began to feel the motion sickness coming in, as he's about to vomit, as Izuku saying, oh right, we're on a boat, motion sickness. Totally should have just let you back. With then Natsu trying his best not to hurl, say, like hell I would not get involved in this. With then feeling like he's about to throw up again. With then soon Izuku couldn't help but sigh before saying, all right, let's get this over with. With then looking at that of the blonde-haired guy, with then saying, you've been impersonating the mage salamander for too long. Who the hell are you really? With then saying, like hell I'm going to tell you on who I really am after all. Especially since you both would be dead men. With then soon, without warning, both Izuku basically rushes towards that of his men trying to attack him with that other swords. However, Izuku basically parries them as well, as he brings out that of his bastard sword, using his equip magic to do so, knocking the swords away while also slamming his weapon into them as well, creating spiderweb cracks into that of the boat. Within soon, Lucy can't help but be completely and utterly shocked, saying, whoa, he's a wizard too? Within, the guy can't help but say, what? What the hell? Within, Izuku putting the massive sword on that of his right shoulder, before saying, I'm only going to say this once, surrender, or you're going to feel a world of pain after all. Within hearing this, the guy can't help but click his teeth, saying, like hell I'll allow that to happen. As then, that of a purple spell circle appears, as he soon sends that of a burst of purple flames, as Izuku guards from that of the attack, as he's grunting a little bit, not really fazed by the attack at all, but still trying to hold it back, given that Natsu, even though he can eat flames, not while he's motion sickness, is kind of useless right now. With then saying, Lucy, grab Natsu and get out of here. With then soon, she's saying, wait, what? Don't worry, Happy can get you both out of here as soon as you can. I'll take care of these guys. Saying, but you're just one mate, you're one wizard. You can't handle, trust me, I got this. With then soon, the flames begin to increase before saying, now get going! After that, Lucy grabs onto that of Natsu and dragging him. However, at the same time, she also grabs that of her celestial spirit keys as well. As then, a few of the other grunts are trying to attack him. However, Izuku uses this time to basically knock back the flames and then slam his sword into that of the other grunts as well, knocking them back too. Within, soon, lightning begins to crackle around him, but not a serious amount of his magical lightning. Within saying, I can do this all day. Don't try and pissing me off even more than before. But then soon the guy saying, "You really are an arrogant bastard. Who the hell do you think you are? You wondering who the hell am I? I'll tell you who I am. I am." But then, without that of Izuku even finishing, as then soon the boat begins to rumble even more, making it hard for both Izuku and the guy to basically keep their footing as he lands down on the ground. As Izuku falls to the ground with his sword still in his hand, before trying to get his footing, saying, "What the hell is going on?" Outside the ship, currently a huge tidal wave basically consumes the ship behind them as it's coming too fast into port. As Lucy basically screaming for her life alongside that of Happy and Natsu as well. The reason being, Lucy using one of her celestial spirit keys, bringing out Aquarius, as it being that of a mermaid woman with that of blue hair and that of a blue bikini top instead, as she has that of a water vase in her hands, as she's as unlike that of other celestial spirit mage, when it comes to that of the 12 zodiac celestial spirits, well, let's just say some of them have quite the personality. And Aquarius, on the other hand, let's just say she hates her current wielder. Thus, the tidal wave, with then soon crashing back into port as Natsu, Happy, and Lucy get sent flying onto that at the beach, with Izuku also getting basically bounced around in the entirety of the ship, even though surprisingly he survived, alongside that of a few of the grunts and the imposter Salamander as well. But then Izuku saying, "What the hell was that?" I just felt like I just got rolled around and hit by by light punches from that of Mira Jane of all people. With then, as his head stopped shaking, with then seeing an opening through that of the ship, as he soon gets out. With then soon noticing that of Natsu also standing up and heading into the city, saying, "Hey, Natsu, feeling better now?" Saying, "Yeah, now I'm on solid land. I'm good to go." With then soon Izuku still having the sword in his hands, as both Natsu and Izuku basically walk to that of the imposter, but then saying, damn it, what the actual hell? How the hell did my operations get failed so easily by just a mere damn wizards?" With then soon Izuku couldn't help but say, "Seriously? That's the reason he's wondering why? He's wondering how this failed so easily?" With then soon Natsu saying, "Isn't it pretty obvious? It's because we're here of all things." With then the imposter saying, "Then who the hell are you both?" As then basically telling his men to go and get them as they rush towards both Natsu and Izuku. With then Natsu removing that of his red cloak that he was wearing on the way here. With then soon slamming his fist into one of the goons, while Izuku basically raises up his right sleeve, with then slamming that of his bastard sword in the other goon as well. With then soon Natsu basically looking completely and utterly pissed alongside that of Izuku. With then Natsu saying, "My name is Natsu Dragneel. I'm a fairy tale wizard, but people know me as Salamander. And honestly, I have to ask, who the hell are you?" With then everybody is completely and utterly shocked. Even Lucy saying, "Wait, Natsu's a fairy tale wizard?" With then the guy saying, You're kidding me! The real Salamander?" And the guy in the green, with then blinking multiple times before realizing, "Oh crap, I should have realized why I was having a problem with you. You're the Green Flash, Izuku Midoriya, fairy tale so-called hotshot ace." With then Izuku saying, "I'm not that impulsive unlike a few people in my guild, but I won't deny I enjoyed the title being called an ace. But even so, it's bad enough somebody like you is basically kidnapping innocent girls and taking away from their families and loved ones. But you're also disrespecting the name Fairy Tale and framing us for things we didn't do." For that, with then pointing his sword at that of the imposter saying, "You'll pay for it." Within, the imposter couldn't help but feel a little bit worried and scared. Before then, one of his minions saying, Boss Bora, we better get out of here. If we face against them, we're done for. Within, the guy known as Bora saying, will you shut the hell up? With then, Izuku blinking multiple times saying, wait, you're Bora? With then, soon, he's saying, shit, he knows my name now. With then, thinking back, saying, besides you being an S-class criminal, there's all, I know you, I started to remember who you really are. The name Bora. With then, going to that of a little bit of a flashback, as during that of a job with that of, well, Juvia, Izuku began to ask, hey, Juvia, can I ask, why are you so obsessed with love by any chance? Within, saying, isn't that a silly thing, my darling Izuku? Love is very important. Finding somebody destined to be that of your true love is more important than anything to me. And knowing that is you is so amazing. With Izuku blushing quite a bit, saying, well, I appreciate you thinking me like that, but surely there are tons of other guys that basically, like you. I mean, you're quite beautiful and amazing after all. With then, she's saying, you would think that, but I've basically had so many more broken hearts than I can think of, after all. Besides, nobody likes a gloomy girl like me, after all. Especially given the fact that I couldn't control my magic back then when I made it rain a lot, after all. With then saying, seriously? Who the heck would call you gloomy? You're an amazing girl. And just because you couldn't control your magic is not a way to basically disrespect you. With then, she began blushing, saying, oh, stop, darling. But then, Izuku, still blushing, saying, but even so, who would be one of these guys to basically not fall for you, of all people? With then saying, there's this guy named Harageon, and there's this guy named Roller. Oh, and don't even get me started with this guy named Bora, of all people. He was the worst, with even calling me so gloomy that he can't stand looking at me. But then he's saying, if I ever meet these guys, especially this Bora guy, I'll give him basically what's for basically breaking your heart after all. With then, Juvia having that of hearts in her eyes saying, oh darling Izuku, you're the best. With then, she began to cling on to that of Izuku, forcing his face to basically go completely and utterly nuclear red. With then, Izuku saying, you're Bora. Besides you being that of an A-rank criminal mage, wanted all by that of the King of Fiore, you're also the reason. You also made Juvia cry and broke her heart. With then, soon, Natsu saying, wait, he made Juvia cry? Within Lucy, not knowing what's going on or who they're talking about, saying, who's Juvia? Within Happy saying, a guild member of ours. She has a huge crush on Izuku. Within saying, oh, really? With then, soon, Bora saying, who the hell are you talking about? Within hearing that, you never see, there's one emotion that people rarely see on Izuku's face. And that emotion always ends up being pure rage. And right now, Izuku is basically angry like hell, saying, Natsu, how about we take this guy out ourselves, saying, oh, you got it. Within soon, but Bora can help but say, don't make me laugh, you damn bastards! Like the two of you can take me down! As then, a purple spell circle appears once again, as it soon sends out of a burst of flames towards both Natsu and Izuku. Within, Izuku saying, Natsu! Saying, on it! As then, without that of warning, he soon steps in front of the flames, with then Izuku basically jumping up into the air, as then lightning begins to crackle around that of his sword, before saying, lightning magic! Static force! Within sending that of a burst of lightning towards that of the mage, as he uses his flames to basically fly him up into the air. With then soon, however, his lackeys on the other hand were all completely electrified. With then Sue, completely and utterly shocked and was surprised that all of his grunts have now been taken out. With then Sue, seeing that of Bora couldn't help but smirk, saying, "You may have taken out my grunts, but I took it out at least your partner, who was stupid enough to basically get caught up in my flames. Now he'll be burning to ashes." But then Izuku couldn't help but smirk, but then saying, "I wouldn't be sure about that." As he points at Natsu, but then the guy couldn't help but be completely and utterly shocked. But then Natsu basically not even phased, as he looks like he's basically, bathing in the flames, or rather, he's actually eating the flames. But then soon Lucy saying, "Wait, is he eating fire? How's that even possible?" With then soon Happy saying, "That's the thing about Natsu. He's using that of ancient lost magic. It's called dragon slaying magic, giving him that of dragon scales and dragon in the lungs of a dragon as well. And not only kind of dragon, a fire dragon." Within soon Lucy saying, "Wait, dragon slayer magic? But what about Izuku?" Within soon Izuku stands right beside that of Natsu. Within Happy explains, saying, "Izuku is skilled in equip magic, but he not just equip magic as well. He's also skilled in that of lightning magic and another special brand of magic as well. But that's not my place to say. That's only up to him to tell you. It's because of this, they're both a fairy tale's best." Within Sue, Bora can help but say, This can't be right. This is absolutely bullshit." Within Sue, Natsu saying, "Now, I'm fired up now." Within saying, "Same here. It's time to put you behind bars, Bora, and pay for your crimes. Like hell I will." Within Sue, sending that of a burst of flames again. Before then, Natsu steps up saying, "Fire dragons roar!" As his gut looks like is extending. Before then, sending that of a huge blast of fire from his mouth, as it basically consumes the purple flames. With then Sue, Izuku basically standing up before jumping into the air, as his right hand begins to crackle with lightning, saying, "Lightning magic! Electrified cage!" Within, sending that of a burst of electricity consuming that of Bora, as he's completely being electrified by that of the lightning consuming around his body. Before then, saying, "Finish him off, Natsu!" Saying, "You got it!" As then he crouches down as that of his dragon slaying spell circle appears right below him, saying, "Let's go!" As he jumps up into the air, with flames basically consuming around his right hand, saying, "Fire Dragon Iron Fist!" As he slams the fist into Bora's face, sending him flying into that of the bell tower, as the bell begins to ring for the town to hear, with Natsu landing on the ground and Izuku basically walking up to him before the two fist bump, saying, "Oh yeah." With that, Lucy saying, "So this is what a fairy tale mage is capable of. And not just one, but two. Wow, this is awesome." With then saying, "All right, we better go and get the guy. We gotta prepare him for that of the police and officers." With then soon, they begin hearing that of tons of footsteps heading straight for the ports of the town. With then saying, "It's a good thing that we only destroy the port and not destroy the entire city in the center. Good thing I was here to make sure to minimize damage when you're around, Natsu." Saying, "Yeah, guess so. But even so, we then soon began hearing the footsteps getting even closer and closer, as the first pair of footsteps was Lucy and Happy, as the others being that of the Magnolia Magic Council guards. With then soon Izuku saying, "The Magic Council's here. Good. I can go and get Bora before then he can finish." Natsu basically grabs onto that of Izuku's trench coat by that of the neck, with then grabbing onto Lucy saying, "We gotta get out of here! I'm not getting caught. At least not. I don't want to get beat by Gramps and Erza." With then Natsu Izuku saying, "But we have to tell them what happened." Saying, "You can't do it later. Right now, I am not trying to get scolded by them." With then Lucy saying, "But why are you bringing me along?" With then soon, without warning, Natsu saying, "You said you wanted to join Fairy Tail, right?" But then she looks completely surprised, saying, "What?" Saying, "Then come on, come to Fairy Tail with us. Me, Izuku, and Happy." As Natsu says this, with even Izuku giving off that of a comforting smile to the blonde-haired young woman too. Even Happy smiling too. After that, she soon stopped and then ran alongside that of Natsu, with Happy flying. However, Natsu still basically clenching onto that of Izuku's trench coat, not wanting to let him go at all, knowing that he's just going to go back to that of the magic guards after all, as this would be the beginning of a new adventure for not just Izuku, but also for the rest of the Fairy Tail Guild. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Let's read them. So, now we're finally getting to the full canon of Fairy Tail. Letting you guys know this now, Izuku won't be involved in every plot after all. At least not in the early half of Fairy Tail, to be honest. Later half, yeah, he'll get involved a few times after all, but still, he won't be the main focus. It's still Natsu after all. If I get as far to that of Tenro Island, then after that, Izuku may be the main focus of the entire series afterwards. But even so, right now, it's still Natsu's show. And yes, Lucy is still going to be shipped with Natsu because honestly, they're adorable, they're cute, and they deserve each other. You can't convince me otherwise. But yeah, also sorry that this took so long. I wanted to basically give that of more commentary, especially with Izuku trying his best to convince Natsu that, well, Ignia wouldn't be in Harageon. Even have that little, well, prologue, that little, well, backstory to that of the mission after all. So yeah, any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep to date my videos when I upload to the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, other channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later guys, and hope you all take care. Do your thing, Shiro.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!